What are your thoughts on the new Edge, by the way?
Oh, he's terrible.
Yeah, I'm not really feeling it.
He's awful. Yeah. Oh,
Uh,
let's talk about Edge and how he's become a year ago Seth Rollins,
yeah,
because that's what he is now.
I'm not like, and it breaks my heart because I want to
Same.
like. But he's one of these people that I'm like, I always thought I would follow you into the dark, but now I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you're in the dark, and I'm not really a fan.
Like you're
Like,
literally in the dark with purple
yeah,
lighting. Like
I know.
it's just
Well, it's just
not.
they've got all that sweet taker gimmicks that they're like that. We better get this.
They're just like, we still have this left over, so we
I know
might as well use the
exactly. Get
use
our
the
money's
purple
worth
lights
out
or
of this.
whatever.
I
But
know
no,
this.
it really bums me out because I think an Edge heel turn, like when he snapped and beat up AJ Styles a couple weeks ago, I thought that was actually really interesting, right? Because I was
Mhm.
buzzed for AJ Styles and Edge. I was like, I hope it's AJ that answers the open challenge. AJ Styles and Edge should be amazing at WrestleMania, right? Like theoretically it should be the best thing because like they're both veterans and know how to put together a match, and it should be like a lot more interesting than some of Edge's feuds that he's had. And then he just turned, and like the next week all he did was stand in a purple light and be like, but you people, you fans don't like me or something, or I don't know.
Yeah, I don't.
Like
It's a very kind of like not lazy. I don't want to say a lazy
it's
heel
lazy.
turn,
I'll call it
but
lazy.
it's just a lazy heel turn. Then yeah, it's just kind of it's. I don't really see the point of it. I'm hoping that it'll grow and go somewhere once there like becomes like a proper feud or something with someone. But I just don't see where that is going just yet. But then again, in Edge's defense, I'm not looking at that right now because I'm
Right.
not interested in it. I'm looking at other things. I'm paying attention to other things. So I'm not trying to sit and think like, where is this going to go? What's going to happen? If anything, I'm more just like, okay, right, there's an Edge promo again. I'm just gonna, skip past it or
Oh,
do
I've been
something or
watching them and they're dull. They're
yeah, well,
really
that's it.
dull.
I'm not that. It feels like it's the same chat over and over again as well.
It
So I'm just
is.
kind of like, I'm not like I did genuinely skip past the one last night, but
Well, it's a bummer because like all he said last night basically was he what was it? Oh, since he came back 2 years ago, he hasn't been at the top of his game. Like he let Roman Reigns tear his triceps and he or Roman Reigns like stack pinned him and Randy Orton hurt him, and he's like, if AJ Styles fought that Edge, then AJ Styles would leave me in the dust. But that Edge is dead, baby, and you can tell he's trying to be all maniacal and he's trying to be
mhm.
like a really interesting character. And like Edge is so good at being an interesting character, and this just isn't it, man. Like he's just it sounds as generic can be. He's a very good performer. He's delivering the lines well. He's like, I will sit atop my mountain of judgment and I will judge you, AJ Styles, blah blah blah. Okay. Okay, Edge. Like, I would prefer you just not talk anymore. And AJ Styles took to Twitter last night and sent out a warning to Edge and was like, I'm coming back to Raw next week and I'm sure they'll have a confrontation or whatever, but it's
And
just like for a feud that I was really looking forward to just based on the match, I'm like, you're kind of killing all of my interest in it.
I don't know, like maybe we're gonna see something pretty cool come from AJ.
I hope
Maybe we're
so.
going to see a new side, and maybe this is like the grand plan. Is like obviously Edge's, he came back a couple of years ago. Like I mean, he's not the spring chicken we would all
Mm-mm.
love and wish he was. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's still amazing, but like, and can still go. But I think maybe this could be the kind of time where it's like you're starting to like other people really overshine. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
think about his feuds. Like, it was like him and Randy for so long. And that's something that we'd all seen before. But maybe, obviously, I know that AJ is like already a very established talent, but I think it'd be really cool to see something different from AJ. I mean, they tried obviously the tag thing with Omos and stuff like that, but now that he's very much a singles guy again, like it would be a really cool character. I would love to see a character shift in AJ in
I would
some way,
too.
shape, or form, and maybe this new Edge is going to be the person that ushers in that new character shift in AJ, and like it's almost like a kind of passing of the torch of like a kind of legend to a new
Mm-hmm.
potential legend. Because I still struggle to put AJ, even though he's been in the business for so long, I still struggle to put him in that category.
Like he's not
Um,
quite at that next
yeah,
level, but
yeah,
he
yeah,
like he should be though, right? Because he had
yeah.
a
Well,
really
this is what
long
I
WWE
think.
championship reign. But
Yeah.
I'm with you. Like he feels
There's
feels
something
a
about
little
it
bit lower. I don't know what it is
yeah,
about it. And
isn't it weird?
it is really strange. And I think part of it for me too is that, like, I think Edge is a fantastic heel normally, which is why this bums me out so much, because I want to see him just be an absolute dick, right? And maybe
Yeah.
maybe it'll help when AJ is back and he can
But
be an absolute dick to
well,
him.
this is it, because AJ is good at being a wee Snyder and like being
Uh-huh.
a wee kind of like, want to poke at things and want to chip away at people. Like he is
But do you
very
think
good at
that's going to
that.
be a problem because AJ Styles is also a better heel? Like, I think as a character, like,
Yeah, he's a
he's
much better
usually a
heel.
better heel. So then you have
But
AJ
he does
Styles who's a
shift
better
a lot
heel,
of
and then Edge
merch.
who's a heel. I don't know.
AJ does shift a lot of merch
He
though. Maybe
does.
he's got one last wee face run in him. And then I
And
don't
he's
know.
capable of it, but I just feel, I don't know, like, he needs an interesting heel to go up against. I'm really hoping that next week all of this is moot because they'll have just like this killer segment that will sell me on the whole thing. Like, I was
Oh,
bored by
yeah.
CM Punk and MJF for a minute, and then everything changed and I got super into it. So I'm hoping that we have our CM Punk MJF moment and
Thing
I'll
is,
actually get super into it.
yeah, you've got two talented people there who can do something about it. So let's see. We'll to be honest, I'll need to give it more kind of thought and time because I've
Mm-hmm.
not been really, I've not.
But I mean, it kind of proves the point though that you haven't really been
Yeah,
interested in tuning in,
and
right?
you know how much I love Edge. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's yeah,
it's a
says it all
bummer.
really.